Federal government reaffirms commitment to prioritizing health and ensures accountability of resources mobilized. Nigerians call for establishment of National Local Government Election Commission with INEC to oversee local government elections. And the members of House Committee on Federal Colleges of Education canvass for legislations to bridge gap in teacher training programs. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. We are live in Abuja. Thanks for joining us. I am Mina Daniels. Leadership of Nigeria's health sector is fine-tuning the process of strengthening it and making it affordable for citizens, especially vulnerable population. At the 5th Annual Legislative Summit on Health holding in Abuja, Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, reaffirms federal government's commitment to leading a governance that prioritizes health and ensures accountability of resources mobilized. Oluseyi Adeagbo reports.
Nigeria is edging towards meeting the Sustainable Development Goals targets on universal health coverage. This legislative summit on health is a networking platform where legislators from the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT, as well as parliamentary staff, is primarily for a peer review mechanism.
We must work together to ensure that the effective healthcare system are accessible.
While commendable strides have been made, daunting challenges persist.
Issues of corruption, that's a governance issue. Because to use the limited resources we have, at least on health, we need to mitigate the tendencies to let the meager public resources get diverted to some other things.
The Ministry of Health also brought participants up to speed on latest programs in the quest to build a resilient health system.
We need more strengthening, especially at sub-national level, to ensure quality of care, and this is part of responsibility of the legislators.
This summit is very timely. Countries that have been heavily relying on donor funding to operate the health system are currently struggling because the priorities have changed and the need to rethink health financing domestically.
They've talked about mandatory, how to make health insurance mandatory, right? So I think that's one of the key things that we are going to be looking at, following up with them after this summit.
The Legislative Summit on Health, 5th in the series, is themed Improving Legislative Stewardship and Accountability for Universal Health Coverage. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adeagbo, NTA News.
Still talking health, medical practitioners and Good Morning Nigeria believe it is time to prioritize primary health care as a cornerstone of the health sector to ensure speedy windows of response and prevention to save lives. Lydia Samson reports on their suggestions towards bridging gaps in the health sector.
Reeling out the multifaceted challenges in the health sector, guests on Good Morning Nigeria are particularly worried by issues around infrastructure and facility deficit. They believe provision of up-to-date facilities, improvement in working conditions, and deployment of health technology can go a long way in unlocking and changing the narrative of medical practices in country.
What we have seen in recent years is a mass migration of doctors, nurses, and indeed many healthcare providers out of this country to more lucrative developed countries in the West as well as the Gulf states. These are mainly of push factors that make them leave this country greener pastures.
Health finance is very critical, that every Nigerian should get health commensurate to the naira they put in health. But the biggest problem we have so far in Nigeria is the fact that most people pay from out of pockets. And once you do out of pocket, the risk for you is that you can throw you into poverty.
These, they insist, must be done to empower and position primary health care for maximal sustainable operations.
Nobody can clap with one hand. You need one another to work. Therefore, the issue about conditions of service need to be addressed. Identification of these problems and harmonizing them will help us to move forward.
The government has a robust plan to actually improve the healthcare sector in Nigeria. And they are looking at the diaspora, doctors, healthcare workers, nurses, pharmacists to be part of that plan. And when you have people who actually work overseas, they're now working in Nigeria. These are technocrats, people who know what it takes to deliver good healthcare service. Then you want to look at what the plan is and how you can actually, support them.
The guests are optimistic that health insurance will help Nigerians mitigate out-of-pocket spending on healthcare to enhance access, thereby positioning Nigeria for universal health coverage. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The Federal Minister of Health and Social Welfare, in collaboration with the Kogi State Government, is taking action to combat malnutrition affecting both infants and adults across the country. In Lokoja, a group of frontline health workers from tertiary, secondary and primary health institutions underwent training in maternal, infant and young child nutrition. Jacob Sani's report is here presented.
Nigeria's malnutrition rates have prompted this intervention. The week-long training program will equip health workers with the skills needed to utilize local food resources effectively. By transforming everyday foodstuffs into nutrient-rich meals, these experts are now better prepared to tackle malnutrition at the grassroots level.
All participants, clients that come to health facility, they should be screened, including under 5 children, so that they can detect early malnutrition and the child or the mother is treated.
Participants learn practical methods of converting common local food items into essential nutrients suitable for both infants and adults. For the 60 health workers who attended, the training was a transformative experience. They are now equipped with knowledge and skills to implement in their respective communities, ensuring better health outcomes for mothers and children.
I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the organizers, the trainers, and sponsors of this program for their tireless effort and unwavering commitment to the health and well-being of our people. And I'm truly grateful for the invaluable role you have all played in shaping the future of maternal child health, not only in Kogi State, but the country at large.
The Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, along with the Kogi State government, hopes that this initiative will have a lasting impact on the fight against malnutrition in Nigeria.
Speak Out Africa Initiative, a non-governmental organization, says the Supreme Court verdict granting autonomy to local governments is a new era for local governance in Nigeria. It therefore calls for establishment of a National Local Government Election Commission, a centralized unit to be domesticated within INEC to oversee local government elections. Timothy Yusuf reports.
While appreciating the present administration for its genuine desire to ensure development at the third tier of government, Speak Out Africa Initiative is urging the local governments to utilize their autonomy responsibly, while calling on National Assembly and relevant agencies of government to consolidate action and grant political autonomy to the local governments.
As we celebrate the recent Supreme Court judgments on financial autonomy, our work is far from over. Not until state electoral umpires are collapsed and political autonomy is granted, where national INEC takes over the duties to now conduct local government elections, then we can say that our local government is truly autonomous and will be able to function efficiently.
The local government areas are veritable brewing grounds for national leadership and should be strengthened and encouraged to perform the role that the Constitution envisages for it.
With the Supreme Court verdict resonating with the Log Niger project of Speak Out Africa initiative, promoting transparency, accountability and good governance at the 10th tier of government have gotten a necessary push. Speak Out Africa re-emphasized. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
The House of Representatives says it is committed to enhancing the quality of teacher training programs in the country. It was at a public hearing on bills to amend the Federal Colleges of Education and National Teachers Institute Acts. Members of the House Committee on Federal Colleges of Education canvassed support for legislations that will bridge the gap in teacher training programs.
The training and development of teachers are paramount in ensuring quality education for all. Teachers are not just purveyors of knowledge, they are mentors.
The impact of quality teacher training cannot be overstated, as it directly influences the quality of education.
It is commonly said that no education system can rise above the quality of its teachers.
And stakeholders in education from 17 northern states and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, have brainstormed in Bauchi on issues bedeviling the country's basic education agenda. Abdullahi Aminu reports that the forum focused on strategies for achieving targeted objectives of the universal basic education.
This is an appreciation on this effort put in place by the Universal Basic Education Commission towards safeguarding the country's education sector from the grassroots. The forum will, among other things, provide proper guidelines for the states to better their work with the communities, traditional institutions, and development partners.
We need to now seriously begin to look at whatever that needs to be done within our society to see what each and every person can contribute. Because sometimes we contribute negatively by keeping quiet. Moral education cannot be like a subject in the class, but we can also imbue in the teachers skills how to help learners so that they can direct them properly.
Ensuring that the Nigerian basic education system is properly functioning, and the need for teachers to understand that it is not only about knowing the knowledge, but also its application process are the main targets of this teacher development training. In Bauchi, Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
50 students of Federal Government Technical College, Garki, have received laptops in addition to undergoing a 6-month course on artificial intelligence and robotics. This is facilitated by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Vocational, Technical and Entrepreneurship Education, Abiola Arogundade, in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu. Ngozi Technical reports.
The gesture, according to some of the students, is unimaginable. To others, it is a dream come true, as they listen keenly to their guests. The Senior Special Assistant to the President remarks that the initiative is to enable the students cue into the current trend in the use of artificial intelligence as well as robotics technology to advance growth and development.
We'll be giving out 25 courses in artificial intelligence in a partnership with Lorenzo, and 25 in robotics.
With the laptops and license to practice after 6 months intensive courses provided by Lorenzo Group, the students' entrepreneurship capacity will have been well developed.
If you look at countries like Germany, USA, Korea, Japan, they are growing really far and vast with robotics and artificial intelligence. So it's about time that we too.
I was shocked at first, but then I became very, very, very happy because for a long time I've been wanting an opportunity like this and I finally got it.
I will see myself as a guru in artificial intelligence and robotics and also teaching other people.
I feel so happy and glad about this opportunity. This is going to be very helpful to my education and also to help me financially.
Yeah, I'm motivated to join the artificial intelligence field because I'm very assured that I'll learn a lot from it, and not just them just telling us with mouth but giving us these gadgets to be able to fulfill our dreams in this field.
The school principal explains that the benefiting students were selected from the existing robotics club in the school. Ngozi Technical, NTA News.
This is the News Desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Let's take a break now. More reports shortly. Glad to have you back. Rekindling the flames of enthusiasm within African youths who are poised to shape the continent and actively contribute to the realization of an Africa where ideas evolve into transformative community solutions, where inventions address long-standing challenges, and where creativity pioneers new frontiers in technology and art is the reason for this festival of innovation and creativity. In this report, Gufan Sarji Ugwai tells us how children are learning through play.
Learning through play and having real-life experiences is the reason for this STEM festival, where hands-on experiences are being created for children of all ages to prepare them for a future where there are limitless possibilities.
We have a quiz corner that they are taking quizzes, but on educational things. We have a place where they're learning to code, they're learning AI, machine learning. All these things are through play. So in the end, children learn best through play. They learn best through hands-on experiential, and that's really what the STEM Africa Fest is. It's not a teacher standing in front of the class. No, it's touching it, experiencing it. So I'm telling you about virtual reality. I'm going to show you. Everything has a twist of fun.
The projection is that young children with a strong foundation in science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics will go on to play an integral role in our nation's global competitiveness and bring future economic prosperity.
The beauty with laying the right foundation in a child is that it provides that child that platform to be able to rediscover themselves, understand the talents they have, hone their skills, and be able to play well at the global stage.
They're the future of everything, right? And so this is really an event to empower them, to an eye-opener to know what is possible, to let them know that there's endless possibility, right? Just beyond education, also to prepare them for the future of work.
I've learned how to code. When I'm in the ICT lab doing BT, I can use it to be able to compromise whatever I'm doing, or to help myself to be able to navigate through the app I'm using for my CBT.
The festival exposes young children to digital skills, sparking a love for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics in them, while getting them ready for the future of work. In Abuja, Gufan Shaji Ugwanyi, NTA News.
And as part of efforts towards mitigating flooding in Bayelsa State, the Nigerian Navy ship Soro, in collaboration with the Bayelsa State Erosion Control Agency, has commenced the desilting of canals in the state to reduce the effects of flooding. Denikume Ololo, who monitored the desilting exercise in Agodama and Akambe communities, brings us situation reports.
Bayelsa State has about 500 primary and secondary water channels
that requires regular desilting. And now, the rain is here again, and a state like Bayelsa, which is coastal in nature, is often prone to flooding. This is why the Nigerian Navy Ship Sorrow, in collaboration with the Bayelsa State Flood Erosion Control Agency, to make way for free flow of flood water to mitigate the adverse effect of predicted flood.
There have been a series of warnings by various agencies. So it is because of this, and also in line with our non-kinetic line of operations and corporate social responsibility, the canal dividing Agudama, Epe, and Akempai. It is a major waterway, and as you can see behind, it is blocked, filled with litters and urban waste. And this is one of the major sources of urban flood, if not cleared. So that is why we are here. It's part of our proactive measures to make sure that we keep the waterways free.
Young and old residents who watched as the canal is desilted appeals to relevant agencies to sustain the gesture regularly.
What they are doing now will definitely go a long way to ameliorate the problem, the pre-existing problem in this community.
However, the attitude of residents building houses on flood waterways as well as dumping refuse on the canals are some of the negative effects that worsen flooding within the Agudama and Akempai communities, hence the call by relevant agencies to sensitize the public.
The intervention is expected to stem the destruction of lives and property occasioned by flooding from Agudama community in Yenegua local government area of Bayelsa State. Yanukume Ulolo, NTA News.
The judicial officers recently sworn in by the Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo have been officially introduced to the bar. Jonathan Omajali reports that the Chief Judge of the state, Justice Josiah Majebi, urged the new judges to prioritize equity and fairness in their duties.
A major milestone was reached for the 10 newly appointed judicial officers who were recently sworn in by the governor of Kogi State. At the High Court complex, surrounded by colleagues and family, they embarked on a new phase of their careers with their introduction to the bar by Justice Josiah Majebi, the Chief Judge of Kogi State. The Chief Judge emphasized that justice is one of God's attributes and urged the new officers to uphold the sanctity of their office above all else.
I urge you to uphold justice, equity, fairness, and the rule of law in the discharge of the responsibilities as judges.
Moving from human to superhuman, because they have been appointed, sworn in, inaugurated to perform the role of God Almighty on earth, which is to do justice.
The judges described their new elevation as a dream come true and vowed to build on the foundation laid by their predecessors.
And I pray the Lord that He speaks through me and to do justice without fear or favor.
For starting from the beginning, from the scratch as Magistrate 1 to this level, I think one has the cause to give glory to God.
The newly appointed judicial officers include 1 judge of the Customary Court of Appeal, 4 judges of the High Court of Appeal, and 5 judges of the Sharia Court of Appeal. In Lokoja, Jonathan Omajali, NTA News.
And that concludes the News Desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Thank you for watching. I am Mina Daniels.